man, bandpass boxes, you don't get it right, they're horrible. They're absolutely horrible. You get them right, you get them in the passband that's aligned with your musical style, bandpass boxes can work really well. But I got to give it, SJC, yes, you're correct on that. And then Justin, do a bandpass, because hey, who doesn't want to do a whole lot of extra work for something that sounds bad?
I was gonna say, if you're gonna do a bandpass for the first time, probably buy extra sheets of wood too.
Oh yeah,
you're probably gonna have to redo something. But
well,
Kip, something.
And at today's prices.
Oh yeah, man. And if you can find it too.
Exactly.
Well, Kip, this is something that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Talking about these downfiring enclosures, I'm guilty of doing this and forgetting that we have a downfiring enclosure that doesn't have a passive radiator. It is a sealed box. So this is the comp box. I don't know if you ever think about this.
Pardon me.
Because I always try to sell, or when someone's trying to ask me for a system design, I always put the passive radiator boxes, but I always forget about this box. And this box performs very, very well.
Is that the T?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it is the T.
No, that's the
CVT.
I'm thinking L7T. Sorry.
Oh, CVT.
CVT. Yeah, go ahead.
But yeah, these boxes perform very, very well. Not only this one, but the comp enclosure as well. I mean, I just had somebody call me last week trying to do one of those, and they were worried about what kind of amplifier am I going to put on this, because it's a 4-ohm subwoofer. Not a problem, man. We have plenty of solutions for it. Add 2 of those to your amplifier, and you're good to go, man.
And to keep going, I don't want to cut you off, but I want to bring up this comment from Douglas Hall. Douglas, thank you for tuning in the show, man. We appreciate you being here. He says, want to say love you guys. I got 2 10-inch comps in the prefabbed enclosure that you guys make. Takes 500 to 600 watts all day, wired to 2 ohms on an IQ 502. Never underestimate Kicker. I know you and I had the conversation about what we want to talk about here on the show, and I know there's some other things you want to get to, but I'm going to lead you here a little bit. Guys, there are times, understand when we make a preloaded or a prefab enclosure from Kicker, and we make a ton of them, we sell a lot of preloaded enclosures, it's a balancing act between how big of a box can we make so that it fits in most people's car, because if it doesn't fit in your car, I don't think it does us much good. So how big can we go and fit it in a car? How big can we go and it's still shippable, whether it goes out via FedEx or UPS or freight, which is weight, length, dimension, and things like that. And then the performance level, and understand that at Kicker, L7X, which is here to my left, I always like pointing to my little friend here, that's going to be a different speaker. I mean, if you want to float babies and bricks, this is going to be your boy right here. You can float babies and bricks all day long with L7X. But a Comp R, Comp RT, CVX, Comp Q, none of those drivers were ever designed to be that kind of speaker. They were designed to reproduce music accurately and do it well in realistically sized enclosures for a person in the average car. That's what they're designed for. So you have to be realistic about what you're looking at. So when we design a preloaded enclosure, we measure them, we listen to them, we change it, we change measurements, and we try to hit all those magical things so it's something that we can build, we can ship, fits your car, and sounds good. And by sounds good, we mean play music. We don't mean float bricks and babies. And so what's interesting is out in the world of social media, you might get one guy that buys a preloaded enclosure from any brand, whoever it is, and goes, preloaded enclosures, they just suck. If you want to get the best performance possible, you got to build your own box. Well, that person is probably wanting to build a very big box that isn't shippable by UPS or FedEx, and the way you get that box is your buddy or yourself and a saw. He wants to have a lot of airspace, he wants to do a real low tuning, and he wants to move a lot more air in that 25 to 35 hertz range. And there's nothing wrong with that, but the average person who wants to just get better sound in their car, they don't want 6.5 cubic foot of box for a single subwoofer tuned at 31 hertz. They love what a downfiring Comp RT can do. They love what a TWTRP or the behind-the-seat CWRT can do for music. So when it comes to us making preloaded enclosures, we want to give you the most performance possible in the package that we can make hit all those check marks that I just talked about. And so when it comes to preloads, we make a lot of them, and they all sound fantastic. But at the end of the day, if your specific goal is to move a lot more air at lower frequencies, are you going to get more performance out of that same speaker in a different box?
Absolutely.
That's why I wanted him to answer that. So understand that, preloaded enclosures, we're trying to appeal to people who want something that ships, fits, sounds great, and is musical. If you're wanting to float bricks and babies, as I like to say all the time, could you build a different box and get a different performance curve? Absolutely. But that doesn't mean the preloaded or pre-made box is bad in any shape of the imagination.
Man, I've seen $50 subwoofers from Radio Shack
Thanks,
sound
Douglas.
amazing in a small enclosure, or in the right enclosure, I would say.
Yes.
So yeah, the enclosure is #1 most important thing, and you can make any subwoofer sound even better.